Improving Your Social Media Game webinar. Just a few housekeeping rules. We just ask that you keep your questions till the end, but you're more than welcome to put them in the chat or write them down yourselves, and we will read through them at the end and go through an answer. So let's get started. So just about myself, my name is Taylor. I am the Digital Main Street Coordinator for South Grenville. So I serve all the businesses in Augusta, Edwardsburg Cardinal, and Prescott area in bringing digital Main Street programs and grants. And fun fact about myself is I used to drive the Zamboni. So just a little bit about Digital Main Street because they take part in making this possible. They're a company that has the goal to help businesses improve with their digital presence through grants, programs, and services. They offer grants such as the Canada Digital Adoption Plan, which is a $2,400 grant that eligible businesses can use to implement or upgrade their e-commerce, whether that be a website or any kind of customer database, that kind of thing. There's the Shop Here program, which pairs businesses up with a e-commerce advisor that helps them build, manage, and market their new online store. And this would be through Shopify, Squarespace, and Lightspeed. And then there's the Digital Service Squad, which is a one-on-one meeting with a Digital Service Squad member, such as myself, to work on digital improvements such as social media help, website design tips.
In this country, there's a 50-50 chance any major party nominee could be the president. And I think Joe Biden.
Sorry, just ask that you guys mute your mic, please. And all these can be found on digitalmainstreet.ca, or you can reach out to me afterwards to learn more about these programs. So just on today's agenda, we're going to discuss the importance of social media, the steps for using social media, and as well as performing analysis on your social media pages to help give you a better understanding of what you can improve on and what you're doing right. So to start, why is social media important? Well, it's because that's where everyone goes to get their news and content fix, which makes it an excellent way to collaborate with your community and build relationships with people within your community. There are many benefits to having a social media page for your business. It's essentially free promotion of your business. There is also the paid advertising as well, the sponsored posts that you can get into, but for the most part, it is free promotion. It also helps you generate brand awareness to make yourself more recognizable. It's an easy way to engage and connect with your customers. It can help be as a backlink to your website if you're looking to drive traffic to your website. And again, it helps you collaborate with your community. So now the steps for using social media. We'll go more into depth in these. First things first, you got to find your target audience. Then you have to create your brand. And then, well, the hardest part, creating the content. And then also working on a social media strategy, which is essentially just a guide for yourself that you can put all your information in. So finding your target audience. Once you find your target audience, it can make it a lot easier to create content because you know who you are aiming your content towards. So the top things to consider is the age range, interests, problems and challenges, and the demographic of your audience, with the main two being interests and problems or challenges, as that's your goal as a business, is you want to adhere to their interests and you want to solve their problems. So say like if you're a restaurant, you want to solve your customers' hunger and that kind of thing. So finding that audience can make it easier to create content because you get an idea of what you're trying to achieve. So one way that you can also find your your target audience is to take a look at who your current audience is. As I'm sure most of you guys already have a social media page. So this is something that you can easily look at. And Meta Business Suite makes it easy for Facebook and Instagram. Excuse me. As it keeps it all in one place. By just going on to insights and then into audience, it gives you the age and gender range. It also gives you the where your people are coming from. And yeah. So TikTok also has theirs as well. It is just in your profile settings, but that is a good way to find where your kind of demographic is coming from. As for creating your brand, creating your brand can make it easier for your audience to recognize you and for returning customers to remember you. So essentially it's something like just based off your colors, your logo, keeping the same fonts, and your brand's voice, which we will get into in a bit. That is basically how you perceive your posts, how you create your posts and all that. And so creating your brand's identity can make it easier for your audience to recognize you. As for establishing your brand's identity, you should keep it at around 2 to 3 of the same color, or 2 to 3 colors for all your posts, 1 to 2 font styles. And we recommend that you keep, depending on what your logo is like, but your name for your business as one of the fonts, just to make it more recognizable and consistent. And these can all be kept in the social media strategy that we will be talking about later on as just an easy spot for you to have access to it. So now just some examples of what I'm talking about and some recognizable brands. Like these are all brands that everyone recognizes, and they don't even have their company name on it. Like they just have the colors and their symbol. And that's kind of essentially the same thing that you guys are wanting to go for. As for creating content, there's 4 things to decide on when creating your content. And that is creating a content strategy, which will make it easier for yourself for making content. Creating your color scheme and style to be more consistent with your brand's identity. Then you have to decide whether you want to do video or photo content or both, as each platform can also be different for that. And then creating engaging captions for your post as well, which we will get into these for in depth now. So creating your content strategy. Your content strategy is essentially your game plan for posting. It is what you want to put on a daily basis or weekly basis, however many times you have planned out to post. And doing this can make it easier for making your posts as well. And to create your content strategy, you must determine your visual identity, which is, again, your color scheme, your logo, your font, and your post style. Now you'll notice I've kind of repeated these a couple times already, just to kind of show how important these four points are. As for creating video and photo content, there are benefits to both, and it is also dependent on the platform you are using. So for video content, it has been proven that it is more engaging to your audience, as it is kind of more of a personal way of communicating to your audience on social media, whereas opposed to like just taking a picture of something instead of taking a video of it and everything around, people kind of get more of a personal presence. And video can also be better for shooting more engaging content like behind the scenes and that kind of thing. As for photo content, it can be better for promotional posts, been proven to be more of an efficient content, as you won't have to spend as much time editing, shooting. It's just one click and post. And photo content also does a better job at catching the eye. And what I mean by that is essentially just for people who are like mindlessly scrolling through their news feed, your photo can give them a glimpse of what you're selling and catch their eye right off the bat and make them stop scrolling and look at your post and what you have to offer. As for just general ideas for creating content, there are two different styles of content that you as a business will post, and that is entertaining / informative content, which is more so like sharing your story as to why you started your business, your passion, just basically things about yourself, just to make it more personable to the customers. And this is categorized for your behind the scenes posts or tips related to how to use your products or services, or why they're important and why they should use them. And then as well as interactive posts, which are good to use as a business as well, because it gets you engaging more with the audience. And then the other set of posts is promotional content, which is essentially deals, new products, and posting about existing products and sales and everything that you have going on. Now, the hardest part of creating content is creating a good caption. So first, for creating your caption, you have to determine what kind of post you're making, whether that be the promotional or entertaining / informative content. For promotional, it's good to keep it professional while you're posting, or you can also add a bit of punniness in it too. As for entertaining, this is where it's more engaging. It can also be punny and more personable. So what I mean by engaging is sorry, asking open-ended questions and starting a conversation with your audience on your posts. And I always recommend engaging back with them after they've answered. Just don't engage in any negative comments with more negative comments. As for things to include in your captions, for promotional, it's always good to include a call to action, which is like send a message or putting the link to your website in there. And for entertaining and informative, it's always good to include those open-ended questions or comments that previously talked about. As for the rules for creating content, this is for the promotional versus entertaining content. And it said that 80% of your content you post should be entertaining and engaging and informative, whereas the remaining 20% of your content that you post should be promotional. This is just so then you're not constantly pushing out the promotion of your content, and that's all your viewers will see. They want to see also the promotional or the personable part of it as well, instead of just seeing you as just a business kind of thing. And again, engaging with your customers is always good, but don't engage in any negative comments with negative comments that you see on social media. As for creating a social media strategy, this is where you'll keep all your information. Everyone in this webinar will be receiving a template for a social media strategy, as well as for the analysis that we're getting to afterwards. So for creating your social media strategy, you need to identify your target audience, which we had discussed earlier. You need to set goals and KPIs, which are key performance indicators for your social media platforms, and to develop your content strategy, which is your colors, your fonts, your when to post, and post ideas. And a social media strategy is always good to use because it can keep you more organized. And in it, you'll put in how many times you want to post, when you want to post, and that kind of thing. So this is the template that you guys will be going home with. As you can see, it separates your 5 social media networks. If you don't have all 5, that's okay. But it can be a good place to outline your goals, as your goals can differentiate between each platform. Whereas, like, just take Facebook and Instagram. Instagram can be more engaging, posting pictures, that kind of thing, whereas Facebook can kind of be more of a professional setting. So your goals may differ between each of the posts, each of the social media platforms. And then your key performance indicators, which are essentially what you'll measure to in achieving your goal. So if your goal is to sell 80% more of your on your online store, your key performance indicator could be how many monthly call to actions you get on your posts, where you put the link in for your website in promoting your products or services. In here, you'll also put your target audience, as it may be different as well per platform. And then your color scheme, which, if you use Canva as a program to create posts, that can be an easy spot for creating posts, and you can just put your color code in into here, so then you can just have it for easy access to copy and paste onto each post instead of having to find it every single time. And then, as well as the font names. And all these are just to keep everything consistent with one another, so then you can make yourself more recognizable. And then in here, you can also put your post ideas for the entertaining or informative posts, or the promotional posts as well. So if you, for example, if you have a sale going on this weekend, you can put it in there just to have it in as easy access. And then, as well as when to post, and that's how many times you want to post per week or per month, or however long. It is a good recommendation to post, I'd say, depending on the platform, it can be 2 to 4 times a week or so. Now, obviously, that would be different for like YouTube. It'd be a bit harder to do that kind of thing. And so creating your goals and KPIs, setting your goals will make it easier to run your channel, just like your setting your target audience. Setting your goals will give you an idea of what you want to achieve with each post that you create. Whether that be with informative and entertaining posts, just creating more engagement and getting more traffic, or versus your promotional posts, and that is just getting more people into your store or onto your online website and buying from there. So some more examples of goals are getting more customers to visit or buy from your website, or getting more engagement per post on your posts, or monthly, which you can even see on the social media channel itself, because I talked about earlier with using Meta Business Suite individually for goals and KPIs. You can see on the platform itself, I think it's via Insights on each platform, how much engagement you're getting on each post, and then also on a monthly basis. Now for the last part, performing an analysis on your business. So this can be good for comparing yourself to your competitors and just seeing yourself what is good. So the first analysis you can do is the SWOT analysis, which is the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So strengths you would put in here what you find that your business does good at in regards to using social media. So this can be stuff like how many times you post, the amount of interaction you get, the amount you engage with customers, kind of thing. And then your weaknesses can be what you can improve on, such as, oh, you want to post more times per week, or you're not as good at promoting engaging content with other people, with your customers. And then opportunities are things like essentially untapped markets, what you can gather from social media, kind of thing, what you find an opportunity is for that. And then threats are things like your competitors, kind of thing, and what they're doing. And then the other analysis you can do is the social networking analysis. And this one is more comparing yourself to your competitors. So this will help you determine that, and it can also help you determine on what you can improve on. So essentially, for using this list, you will have, I believe it's 4 competitors. You can add more as well, but you'll rank them from most competitive to least competitive that you find, and then you can add in all their information, all your information as well. Hashtags, I know not too many people use hashtags anymore. It can still be a good thing to use. There are also sites to things on Facebook that show used hashtags or most used hashtags and that kind of thing. But it's basically to compare yourself to see where your competitors are at on social media versus yourself. And that is split up into each social media platform. And then other things you can also add on to this are just what kind of posts your competitors do that get good reactions or a good following on, that you feel that you can kind of do better than, that kind of thing. So thank you. Are there any questions? Oh, see one in the chat. My sound isn't working for now. This webinar will also be on posted onto YouTube afterwards if you didn't get your sound working again.
And Taylor, you'll be sending around some of the documents, right? That people can use, the Digital Main Street.
Yep. And as well as the social media strategy templates and the analysis templates too.
So if you do have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat or unmute and ask.
Yeah.
Taylor?
Yep.
It's Steve from the Prescott Golf Club. Question for you about TikTok. We don't use that at the golf club yet. We just use Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.
Mhm.
I understand that TikTok is by far the biggest used, generally among young people. But
Yeah.
is there much traction for it among people with disposable incomes, that are our target audience, more in their 40s and 50s?
It's a really good question. I think there would be, because I know quite a few older people that use TikTok as well, and actually I remember seeing a video you guys did with your drones going over the courses. That would be good content for having a TikTok page kind of thing.
Is TikTok still limited though to 6 seconds or whatever it was for each
No,
video?
you can have up to 10 minutes now of videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Was that
Hey
Meta
Taylor,
business?
how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Taylor, I'm wondering if you know where we can find information like what we were just talking about what are like the average demographics for the different social media platforms. Like I know Facebook tends to be, at last I heard Facebook was more women than men, but that might not still be true, and it was more like age 35 and up, I think. Whereas as you mentioned, like TikTok is generally younger, but do we have those stats anywhere?
Yeah, actually, that's kind of related to the question that was just asked in the chat as well. So on Meta Business Suite, each like if you have a Facebook business profile, you have access to Meta Business Suite for free, and that's where you can see that kind of information. It gives you a percentage in breakdown on like groups of age, and then it also gives you the within those groups, it also gives you the percentage of men to women within that group as well.
Great, thank you.
No problems. And yeah, that was Meta Business Suite at the beginning part.
So for one last question, Taylor, could you tell everyone what they can work on you with if they were to contact you? Tell them again about what the digital Main Street coordinator can do directly with businesses and organizations.
Yeah, we just have one more
Oh.
question in the chat, and then I'll go. Any advice for doing this with time constraints? So that's what creating a social media strategy can be good for. Just to sit down and do it can make it easier for posting on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. And if there's time constraints, like probably photo content would be better to do than video content. And then just limiting how many times you want to post per week, depending on how your time schedule goes, kind of thing. And yes, the Digital Service Squad can help you with pretty much any social media things, whether it just be tips that you need. We can do an audit on your social media to see what you can improve on yourself, and what you're doing really well and what you should continue doing on. If you don't have some social media channels set up, we can help you set up a social media channel like a TikTok or Facebook or Instagram page, or a YouTube page as well, and give tips on how to run it, and how to post.
Taylor, a question again about TikTok. I know if we post on Facebook, it goes to Instagram
Yeah.
automatically. Is TikTok linked with any other social media platform? And if they aren't, is it easy once you create something on the TikTok or Twitter/X to copy it to other social media platforms, or is it creating it new each time?
So like the raw footage, like if we talk about like the drone thing that you posted, if you still have that raw footage, you can post it to TikTok like that. But I don't believe there's anything like that for TikTok. I think it's kind of a separate thing compared to like Instagram and Facebook being together.
But once you post on TikTok, can you then take that post and copy it and just drop it into Facebook, or is it recreating it all over again, like whatever it took to build it?
Yeah, you can, from there, you can share it to your Facebook page and it'll just have like the watermark of your TikTok handle
Oh, okay,
on it. Yeah.
okay, thank you.
No problem. If there's no more questions, we can finish up now. As always, if you have any further questions, you can shoot me an email. Or any questions about other social media things or need any help, feel free to reach out. Thank you everyone for attending.